going on, guys? Again, doing kind of two things at once right now. Just took an important phone call. I'm not using my tripod, so sorry if it's a little shaky, but I'm working on Frank's downpipe currently. Just to clarify, I've said like 900 times that it's a 3-inch downpipe. It is, in fact, a 3.5-inch downpipe. So that little transition I made in the last video, forget that. I'm just going to use those for the FA24 manifolds, and we're just going to leave that alone. So anyways, it's a 3.5-inch downpipe to a 3-inch system. So I'm working on that now. It's a little tough. There are existing AC lines that I want to stay away from just in case Frank wants to be a real man and add AC back to the car, which I imagine he will. So I want to keep those out of the way as much as I can. Obviously, you can only do so much. So you want to keep the downpipe efficient, effective, flow good. So that's what we're working on. I got one of the pieces getting cut up right now in the bandsaw. I have one of the 3.5-inch U-bends all cut up. So here we are. It's gonna sit something like that, and then you can see there, I'm trying to go up, or sorry, down and under. So I want to keep it about that far away from the wastegate dumps. So just a little piece is needed in the front here. So I got that getting cut up. I know I already showed this. I'm trying to keep this purely to the RX-7 content because I don't want to mix too much up in the videos. But we got this elbow, 90-degree vibrant cast elbow. Pretty common that I end up using these on these intercooler systems. So this is how we're going to get the angle. I'm going to get the intercooler back mounted up because he actually kind of changed the location. So I'm going to get it remounted where it needs to go, and then we'll start working on this. This is going to be pretty easy. The left side should be pretty quick. The right side also shouldn't be too bad. So that's kind of where we're at. I don't think the exhaust is going to be too bad. It's pretty straightforward. We're still waiting on a muffler, and I'm still waiting on the side skirts, but I think I can make the rest of the wastegate dumps before I really finalize. Maybe I just won't final weld the wastegates. So what I'll do instead is I'll get them all fit up. I'll probably weld the top half so I know where the bottom half is going to land and suck up. And then I'll finish off the exhaust. And then after that, I got a bunch of these FA24 pipes to do. Like I said, the intercooler piping should be pretty straightforward. And then we're done. We got a couple little things. The catch can coolant reservoir, I'm going to start designing tonight. And then after that, I have a small fuse cover, or surge tank cover we're gonna make here, just to cover that. So nothing too crazy. Definitely got some work ahead of us. And then, like I said, we have Mike's 2J powered Mark III Super coming in. That's getting a 4-inch exhaust, a 4-inch party dump. So he wants a hood dump for just in case, when he wants to party. That's going to be titanium, so that's cool. We're doing intercooler piping on that as well, and a couple other things. So other than that, I just wanted to get on here and give you guys a quick update. So thanks. Typically wouldn't be at the shop dressed in such attire, but I am just coming here. It's Sunday. My new thing is I don't work at the shop on Sundays. I need at least a day to myself because I've just been killing myself. So yeah, anyways, I'm here after church. I'm just getting some 3D scanning done. I figured this would be a good opportunity to at least just throw a small video together of what it looks like, because this is hopefully going to be one of my last few times using this. I'd really like to upgrade 3D scanners soon. We'll talk about that later. What I have now, and well, what I have now is the Shining 3D. Some of you guys that watch me now already know, or some of my friends know that I have this. The Einstar or Einscan Shining 3D. This is like everyone and their mother has this thing now. So Yeah, I'm gonna get something else. They came out with an update with this thing in like August or something like that, and I swear it's never been the same ever since. It used to take really nice scans. It used to not be so intensive on my computer. This is a gaming laptop. I bought it for this. It could be better, but it runs horribly now ever since the updates and such. So, anyways. We're making a coolant combo tank for Frank's FC, so it's going to be, half of it's going to be an oil catch can, half of it is going to be a coolant expansion tank. So yeah, I'm going to scan it up, throw a time lapse on, and then I'm going to show you guys the CAD process of what I'm going to do on that sort of thing. And I think I'm going to use Laser Bros this time. So yeah, we're going to work with Laser Bros on the rest of this build because I've been talking with them for a while, and I've never given them the opportunity, and I firmly believe in supporting the people that support you. And you know, Laser Bros follows me. They have liked or shared my stuff in the past, so I think that's important. So yeah, I'm gonna throw the time lapse on. This should be relatively quick. Hopefully everything goes well with the scan data and such. Like I said, this thing's kind of been giving me some grief, so yeah, here we go. That was pretty quick, like I said. So I'm just gonna sit here now, and I guess why don't I try to run this through. All right, so now that it is done processing, that only took like maybe a minute, so we got lucky today. Now we really need to, this is the more lengthy part, generating point clouds. So, we'll let it optimize it on its own, just for the sake of time. So, yeah, I try to only scan the areas that I'm working with to keep it less intensive on the computer, and Fusion really doesn't like working with 3D scans, so I just try to make it easier on the computer, on my laptop, and you know, you'll be able to process things faster down the line. So anyways, I won't ramble too much into that, but yeah, so I got the 3D scan here. And like I said, this is just this general area that you can't see, but the area right here that we're standing over. So now we're gonna go into the preview. Oh, sorry, don't need to do that. Fuck. I accidentally restarted the scan. Okay, anyways. So we can get rid of some areas that we're not going to use, so like stuff like this. We can delete that. Stuff like this, which is me. Delete that. Stuff down here, don't need that. Kind of just any extra noise that will give the program and the computer extra issues. So like these little guys here. Don't really need them, so I'm just going to get rid of them because they're kind of noisy in the scan. Same thing right here. This is like part of the manifold in the downpipe, or no, this is the turbo in the manifold. And then like this little area here, just cleaning it up just a little bit, you know. Maybe even this, not really needed. And this may confuse the computer, so I'll get rid of that as well. And this. Nick, if you're watching this video, I'm using my trackpad. Fuck off. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. Alright, so now that we got rid of some of the extra unnecessary data that we don't need, you know what, we'll just get rid of this too because we don't need that. Oh, and this little guy right here. Alright, we're done. So go let that process. Sometimes this takes a short time, sometimes it takes forever. Like I said, we got an update recently on this program, and after the update, it's been pretty bad. So yeah, we're gonna let this process here. Alright, I'm not going to go over too much on how I went and did this step by step. Maybe I could do that in a different video. I'm probably not going to show how I do my internal baffling either, because I don't need people copying everything that I do. So anyways, I'm just going to show the general layout and kind of just like a quick time lapse that Fusion offers, but essentially this is the area that I scanned, and I imported the scan, as you can see, and from there I was able to make the generalized shape. Now Frank sent me a catch can previously that kind of looks like this for the FD, but it's just a simple box, and I wanted to add this nice kind of feature that will hold the inlets for the catch cans, and then on this side is going to have the coolant reservoir with a cap and an inlet. So what I'll have to do to make it the highest point is weld a tube that goes up and holds the reservoir cap. I just think that's a better look than just holding it right here on the top and welding it on. It just will kind of look goofy, even though this will have a air filter vent as well. So anyways, I'll start the time lapse here for you. So yeah, I imported the scan first, gave it an appearance so that it was a little easier to see and draw everything on. And using a 3D sketch in the sheet metal tab and solid tab, I was able to make both cans and split them in half because it'll be welded down the middle. So this will be a combo tank. This will be both the coolant tank and the catch can in one unit. Let me pull it into a rendering setting, see it a little better. Yeah, so you can see it is two pieces, and I'll weld right down the middle, and then it'll have a bracket here, and then I'm going to come up with some sort of bracketing solution. I want to bracket it here. There's two nice bolt holes right here, but it's just really close in the can, and it'd be a real big pain in the ass to get something in there. I mean, a wrench, yeah, sure, you definitely could, but any sort of nice finishing screws like I like to use, you know, hex head bolts or something like that, just because it finishes up better. It's definitely a pain in the ass to get in there. So I try to make my catch cans in coolant tanks so that they fit in relatively OEM locations, or use OEM mounting points, because I like to think not a lot of people want to drill or rivet into their car, but I know some people don't care. But if I can offer something that's, you know, a quote-unquote plug-and-play solution, I'm going to try to do that. So yeah, I can play this one more time, I believe. Not in the render studio, but I can do it again. So again, importing the scan from what I showed you earlier to work with in Fusion 360. There's tons of videos on this stuff, guys. It's pretty much how I learned as well. I'm probably not the best teacher, because I could teach some bad practices, and I don't want to do that. So I'm definitely no professional, but I can get my way around at the very least. So yeah, I just want to give you guys a quick what it's like to do the CAD and importing 3D scans, and how I do that process. So if you guys want more in-depth videos, I could do that. But like I said, I'm no professional, so I'm probably not the best to learn from, but the stuff is interesting at the least. So let me know what you guys think, and yeah, I'm going to be adding a couple more things to this. Sight glass tube, like I said, the filler neck, 2 drains. I'll be adding a puke shield system, internal baffling, leveled and staged, because this is going to put in a lot of crankcase pressure when it's cold. So yeah, it's important to make these things right, which is why I said I'm not going to go and show how I make the internals of my catch cans, because they are typically far more advanced than what you'd find from a typical off-the-shelf unit. I try to integrate stuff that I've learned from my time at Moroso, other people's failures and such, different ways to make these more efficient. So yeah, maybe I can go into a little bit more when I do the welding process of it, but I don't want to give away too much. So thanks again, and please remember to like the video. Thank you.